Hello, my friend. What if one of North America's rarest, most exclusive meats could help fund conservation, deliver world-class nutrition, and preserve ancient traditions, all at $60 or more per pound? Bighorn sheep meat isn't just a trophy for hunters. It's a story of ecology, culture, controversy, and the future of wild food. Should this iconic wild protein be on our tables, or left to the mountains? Meet the bighorn, majesty of the high desert. Species: the bighorn sheep, Ovis canadensis, is a living symbol of North American wilderness, famed for its massive curling horns and death-defying agility. Range: once numbered in the millions, bighorns now roam remote ranges from the Canadian Rockies through the U.S. West to Mexico. Population: through conservation, U.S. and Canadian populations have rebounded to 180,000 $. Wild Sheep Foundation, 2024, but are still carefully managed due to disease, habitat loss, and hunting pressure. Ecology: survival on the edge. Habitat: bighorns thrive on steep cliffs, rocky canyons, and arid mountains where predators struggle to follow. Diet: they feed on native grasses, forbs, and shrubs, unlocking rare flavors and micronutrients in their meat. Keystone role: bighorns support healthy plant communities, provide food for mountain lions and eagles, and signal the health of wild landscapes. Conservation: a modern comeback story. History: disease from domestic sheep, overhunting, and habitat loss drove bighorns to near extinction by 1900. Rebound: intensive science, hunting regulation, translocation, and habitat restoration have restored herds in many states and provinces. Ongoing threats: disease, especially pneumonia, climate change, habitat fragmentation, and genetic isolation remain major challenges. Conservation funding: hunting licenses and tags for bighorn sheep are among the most expensive in North America, with auction tags fetching $100,000, $400,000. Nearly all proceeds fund habitat protection, research, and herd management. Harvesting: the ultimate wild meat challenge. Rarity: most hunters wait 10-30 years to draw a legal bighorn tag or buy an auction tag, making each harvest a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Physical challenge: bighorn hunts require climbing rugged terrain, long stalks, and careful marksmanship, ensuring only the most prepared and respectful succeed. Regulation: strict quotas, reporting, and mandatory use of all meat and hide are enforced. Wasting any part is illegal and culturally taboo. Harvest data: only 1,000 to 1,500 legal bighorns are taken annually in North America, less than 2% of the wild population. Field care, processing, and food safety. Field butchery: meat must be field-dressed quickly and cooled to prevent spoilage in remote, hot, or dry environments. Meat quality: bighorn is extremely lean and dense with a deep red color and fine grain, requiring proper aging and careful cooking. Parasites: like all wild game, thorough cooking is essential. Bighorn is generally low risk but can carry toxoplasmosis and other parasites if undercooked. Nutrition: wild superfood of the mountains. Nutritional profile: per 100 g cooked. Protein: 24 gs, higher than domestic lamb, venison, or beef. Fat: 1 to 3 g, nearly all unsaturated, with wild omega-3s from natural forage. Iron, zinc, selenium: among the highest of all wild meats. B vitamins: rich source of B12, riboflavin, and niacin. Health edge: no hormones, no antibiotics, no industrial feed, just wild plants, mountain minerals, and sunlight. Micronutrient density: wild forage gives richer taste and superior nutrition compared to domestic lamb. Culinary traditions and modern cuisine. Flavor: deep, rich, slightly sweet, described as lamb on espresso. More tender than wild goat or deer, with mineral and herbal notes from its diet. Classic preparations: roasted rack or leg with wild herbs. Stews, kebabs, and slow-braised shanks. Air-dried sausages and jerky for mountain travel. Modern chefs. High-end restaurants, especially in the Rockies and Southwest, serve bighorn as a once-in-a-lifetime tasting menu centerpiece. Indigenous, Hispanic, and pioneer communities preserve recipes linking wild meat to history and identity. Economics, scarcity, value, and community impact. Market value. Legal bighorn sheep meat, from guided hunts or donation programs, can fetch $60 to $100,000 in gourmet restaurants or specialty wild game outlets. Economic impact. Hunting and wildlife tourism support thousands of rural jobs. Guides, outfitters, air taxi pilots, taxidermists, butchers, and more. Community programs. In some states, legally harvested bighorn meat is donated to indigenous food programs, food banks, and community feasts. Auction tags. Single bighorn hunting permits at charity auctions can raise more for conservation than the annual GDP of a small town. Sustainability, wild protein, conservation, and ethics. Low carbon, high impact. Wild harvest of bighorn sheep involves no feed, fertilizer, or farm emissions. Each animal is fully used: meat, hide, horns, and bones. Conservation paradox. Hunting. A small, well-regulated number of animals funds population recovery and habitat for all wildlife. Some animal rights activists argue no hunting is ethical. Most wildlife biologists and indigenous leaders support regulated use as key to conservation. Transparency. DNA tagging, GPS herd tracking, and mandatory reporting make the bighorn supply chain among the most transparent in wild food. Public scrutiny ensures that each harvest is justified, legal, and celebrated, not wasted. Controversy, debate, trophy culture, and social license. Trophy stigma. Bighorn hunting is sometimes painted as trophy hunting. Critics question its ethics. Supporters point to science, conservation dollars, and total meat use. Cultural split. Rural, indigenous, and hunting communities honor bighorn as food, tradition, and spiritual gift. Urban critics often see only the horns or the price tag. Media and myth. High-profile auction hunts attract controversy, but less attention goes to year-round conservation work and meat donation programs that benefit entire regions. Innovation in the future, science, story, and cuisine. Culinary revival. Chefs and wild food advocates spotlight bighorn meat for its rarity, taste, and ethical sourcing. Science and technology. Herd DNA monitoring, disease tracking, and from mountain to table, QR traceability raise standards for safety and transparency. Education. Festivals, cooking classes, and documentaries, like AGRI 360X, share bighorn's story, linking wild food to health, history, and the land. Food security. In remote regions, wild protein supports nutrition, food sovereignty, and resilience, especially where store-bought meat is scarce or expensive. Wild protein, ancient heritage. Is bighorn sheep meat worth the price? Bighorn sheep meat is more than a luxury food. It's a symbol of wild places, ecological balance, community, and stewardship. Each serving comes with the story of a mountain, a people, and the enduring challenge of living with nature, not against it. Final reflection. As global food systems strain and climate change looms, can wild game like bighorn sheep inspire us to rethink value, nutrition, and the meaning of ethical meat? For some, it's just food. For others, it's the taste of survival, respect, and hope for the wild. Would you eat bighorn sheep meat for the flavor, nutrition, or the conservation story? Should wild game be more widely available, or remain a rare, protected luxury? Share your wild food stories, questions, or thoughts below. Subscribe to AGRI 360X for more journeys into wild, farmed, and future foods every day at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m.